FX presents the Indu Podcast with your host, T. Sterling Watson.
Good morning, Indubians. I'm T. Sterling Watson.
And I'm Courtney.
This is the Indu Podcast, where morning drive time meets late night talk show as we aim to entertain, enlighten, and provide an auditory escape with knowledge and nonsense. Thank you for stopping by and pressing play. We're recording live from the south side of Wakanda in Little New Indubia on the corner of T'Chaka and MLK Drive. Courtney, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I think the green tea is kicking in. So
Nice.
there's that. I still haven't actually checked to see if my little good morningness is doing better for the Zoom, because I know it was cutting me out before. So I thought if I kind of switched up so they didn't think I was some kind of background tone, it's like, oh, we need to mute that. So I never checked. So I don't know. So I guess I'll just keep doing variations until I remember to do that during editing. Like, oh, so that's fine. That works. So yeah.
Nice.
But you said you're good. You're good.
I am good. I'm good. The week is going well and can't complain.
Great. I could complain, but I'm not going to today.
Because
And
what would that do, right?
I mean, really, like, if anything, I can just lace my complaints within some of the other things that we're going to discuss today, or craft a whole story just talking about things, which I was challenged to do. But I am sad to admit that I am not prepared as I thought I was. And I was thinking about it prior to us recording, like, oh no, I haven't gotten that piece together. So I'm gonna shelve it for now, or table it.
Okay.
Or
Table it, yeah.
Kind of what I've been doing with like Photoshop lately. I've just been keeping that tab open. I'm just going to come back to it later.
Yeah.
So,
That's what you got to do sometimes.
I mean, hey, I've got many works in progress, and a lot of the things are for the church, such as like we're doing a postcard campaign, sending postcards out to all the people in the neighborhood. Like, hey, we're here, we're doing stuff. So we already finished one, so I started the next one, and I mean, I'm actually working on like 3 or 4 projects at once. So there are several tabs that are open, even as we speak, but on a different computer, because I didn't want to overload too many computers. And so that's kind of a short summary of what I've been up to, besides, everything else in life. So, yes. So
Postcard campaign sounds awesome. I like the old school type communication methods, and I don't know, it's something about receiving something in the mail that's handwritten from someone that's pretty awesome.
That is awesome. Yes. Unfortunately, nothing that we're sending is handwritten, but I tried the best I could to create something very visually intriguing, or just draws the eye, like, ooh, what's this? And, just wants to make you want to investigate further. Then you're actually reading and you're like, ooh, I bring this back and I get like free coffee or a gift card or something.
Oh, now you're talking. Okay, so that is the next best thing. If I do this thing, I get a free thing. Okay. That works for me.
All you got to do is show up. That's all you got to do.
That's amazing.
Come on. Like,
I wish I was close so I can come to your church and
I
get the
mean,
free stuff and also see you.
Oh, see, there we go. See, and that can still happen. Definitely.
Yes. Yeah.
And there's other perks, and plus, you know me personally, so I'll be like, hey, we've got this wingery over here, and there's, I don't know why that's always my first go-to. Like,
it's always your first go-to, but I admire that about you.
Yeah, well, because I mean, chicken wings, they're great. I gotta love them. So, and I have not been since the particular one I've always been thinking about. Shout out to Tano Smokehouse or Steakhouse. I think there's 2 of them now. So, yeah, shout out to them.
On up. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they're great. I haven't been to the other one yet, their newest location, but it's a high recommendation. So if you are in Connecticut and you happen to be in the Middletown or the Meriden area, please do look them up and check them out. Tell them I sent you. They have no idea who I am, but that's okay. That's how they learn. And then I will show up one day. I'm like, hey, did you get any people that came in because of me? And they're like, who are you? So, but
when they find out who you are, then you'll be like, yeah, they did. You know, we did have some people come in, and then you'd be like, all right, where's my free wings or my free dessert or something?
Right. I mean, you're going to go there for the meats. I don't know if they have desserts. I've never been there for the desserts.
Sure.
But
sure.
yeah,
that was I misspoke. Yes,
it's okay.
Right.
You
Why
haven't been there yet.
Wingery for dessert. Come on.
I mean,
That's
sometimes
dumb.
you can. Some of them have it. Like the other one, and I hate to do some cross promotion to some other wingery joint, but
what?
I know. There's another place called Wing It On. Now
I want to go there just for that name.
I mean, they have the best blue cheese dip, I would say, on the planet, to the point that it's on my list to try to recreate their blue cheese dip. I just don't know.
Wow, that good, huh?
It really is. And like, I would sometimes even go there just to get the blue cheese so I can like enjoy it with other foods or maybe put it on a burger or, you know, just whatever you might want a blue cheese dip for, because it is that good. The wings are delicious too. They do it just right. Their seasoning for their sweet and smoky, I have to admit, I found out the secret, so I'm not like beholden to them for that.
Okay.
But I will still be a patron and get their wings, because sometimes I don't feel like cooking. So I'm like, hey.
I was about to say, sometimes you just need to have somebody else do the cooking for you. And if they will do it and it's delicious, then go for it, whether you know how to make it or not, you know?
Absolutely. Now, since we're on the topic of wingery, and I've already talked about two other places, I will just throw in a third one. And by the way, Wing It On actually is incorporated. They have, I think, 2 locations at least in Connecticut. Fortunately, one is down the street from me, so that's a plus. I didn't find that out until like a week after I moved here. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. So the last one would be J. Timothy, which is located in Plainville. Again, now this place, they do have dessert. I don't know what they are, but they do have desserts. But you are going for the wings because they have, obviously, they have what they call, what is it? I think they're fried dirty or dirty fried or something, where basically they fry them or season them, fry them, and then fry them again, something like that. So it's, we've gone there.
Insane. Like, it sounds insane.
Oh, it's absolutely delicious. Like, it's just like more chef's kisses and such. And do not ask me to rank these 3 places, because I am not at that. I can't right now. I can't. I won't. I can't.
Understand. I can tell that you're getting worked up about it, just even thinking about it.
I am.
That for you, you know?
I am. Fortunately, I'm not hungry enough to be like, let me call them up right now. So we're good for that right now. We've moved on from 99 restaurants, which, by the way, I did look into it, and I think it's mostly a New England type restaurant. Like that's the kind of foods that they serve. So that's probably why, which after we recorded, you told me you couldn't find one like within your area, like state. And so that is probably why. So
yeah.
I apologize.
Wouldn't be the first time.
I mean, hey, we've got things, or you've got things that we don't have, such as what is it, Zaxby's or something like that? Yeah,
and they're delicious.
I don't even know what that is. That's okay.
Yeah, Zaxby's is about chicken. So they're a chicken place, and I don't eat there too often, but they have this thing called, what's it called? Is it Zax sauce, or it's a special sauce, like, most restaurants have, but it's a special sauce that they put on, if not all of their sandwiches, definitely most or one of their sandwiches. It's always on the sandwich that I get, which of course I don't know the name of, but anyway, it's delicious. It literally makes the sandwich. I have no idea what their chicken really tastes like, because the sauce is always on it. It's always like messy. At least at this location. So I don't know if it's like this.
It was supposed to be that messy?
Yeah, I don't know. But it's always messy from when I get it, but I always love it. Like, it's not something you can just eat, in the car if you're driving, or even if you're just writing, because it's so messy, and you always need like
a bib,
extra napkins, a bib maybe, the wet wipes or whatever, but it's so good. It's so good. So good. You don't know what you're missing.
I really don't, because I've never been there. I don't even know what their logo looks like. I don't even know how to spell it. I think you showed it to me once, and it had like X and like some other like symbols for science, and I don't know like what is this. So I have two notes now that we're on this topic.
All right.
There are, what I find very interesting and I love is that a lot of these restaurants, especially the fast food ones, they have their own sauce. So that's also been something of interest. Like, ooh, let me try your sauce. And then later on, I try to find out like exactly how that sauce is made or what's in that sauce, such as like Chick-fil-A. They have their Chick-fil-A sauce. And I think it's been a little while since I've had it, but I think it might be like honey mustard and like barbecue sauce or something. It could also be KFC sauce. That could be what their mix is. I don't remember. They're all most of them are really good.
Yeah.
Arby's, I think, has their own sauce, and Wendy's, I don't know if they still have it, but they have Sauceum, which I believe it's called.
I don't know their sauce.
Well, no, I think that's what it's called, but they do have their own sauce as well. Now, the people that don't have their own sauce, as far as I can recall, is Burger King and McDonald's. And now I actually want to put some shade on McDonald's because with this whole chicken war thing that's been going on, it seems to have settled down some. Of the last few months, I really haven't heard too much, I don't know, fanfare or like, hey, we've got the best chicken sandwich or whatever. But I got a problem with McDonald's chicken sandwiches, and this came to light or reminded me recently when I said, I just need a chicken sandwich, and McDonald's is the closest place, and you just get the basic chicken sandwich, and it's just a basic chicken sandwich. You know what's on the chicken sandwich? Do you know by any chance?
Nothing, right? Or a slice of cheese, I think. Or is that the fish fillet? It
might be. Basic. I think it's just the fish fillet, but on their chicken sandwich, just two measly old pickles. No sauce. See,
I don't do pickles, but it's in any form or fashion of the food. I know, but I do know that a chicken sandwich at least needs like lettuce. It needs like to be cooked. It needs to be warm. I don't think you're going to even get that from McDonald's.
I just need sauce. Like you get no sauce. Like I just need like the hint of a knife of mayonnaise. Just something, because if you just bite into that, like just chicken bread, it's just dry. Exactly.
Yeah, it's just dry. You're right about that. Because there's literally nothing on it. It's just chicken and bread, but dry chicken and bread. Right.
Give me a hint of something. Like even if you just like throw a ketchup packet in there, something.
Just give me something. But they are just like, nope, this is what you ordered. This is what you got. Deal with it.
Right. And you expect to win the chicken war with this nonsense?
You'll never do it.
Get out.
Just get out. Yeah. You don't deserve to be here.
Like Cary Grant and His Girl Friday, just get out. So, yeah. Anyway, we're moving. Oh, yeah, that was my second note. Okay. Anyway, we're going to move on. Now, recently was the Super Bowl. Did you watch?
No.
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 Okay, fair. That's fair.
I did not.
That's absolutely fine, because I had no interest. In fact, I almost had no idea who was playing until like a couple days before. I'm like, who? So
it was like the day of for me. I was like, oh, the Rams. No, it's not the Rams. The Rams.
Right? Yeah, the Cincinnati Rams.
And the Bengals?
Yep, the LA Bengals. Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. They made it and moved on with whatever else I was doing.
Now, what I'm loving right now is that there are people that are listening, like you, dear listener, and you're just flipping out right now because I just flipped the cities of the respected.
Oh, did you?
I did.
I didn't even notice.
Yep, I did, and I've done this with Ashley as well. Because we'll peel back a layer here. I did apply recently to ESPN. And I did not get the position because they require you to have some sports knowledge, which I lack. I am not a sports type person. And yes, that is how it's pronounced. I'm sorry. I mispronounced it before, but spurts. So they asked me trivia such as who won the Super Bowl last year. And I had no idea. I could not remember. And to be honest, you could have asked me like who won the Oscar for best film last year, and I probably would draw a blank there too, even though I should know, but I probably forgot. Or I did forget because I don't remember right now either. Oh wait, no, I remember now. It's no Manland. No, Nomadland, I think. Anyway, not the point. So Ashley asked me after the game is over and like we've kind of moved on, we're starting to watch something else. She's like, so who won the Super Bowl? So I told her the Cincinnati Rams, and she's like, good job. I'm like, it's like, yeah,
and you're still wrong. I
was still wrong, but I did that on purpose because I knew she didn't know. But it was just, just fun we were having. So, but yes, it is just for people to know. I am joking. I know it's the LA Rams. I know they won. And the other one is the Cincinnati Bengals, Tigers, something. I don't know, whatever. Zero bothers, zero cares. But the halftime show was actually pretty awesome with Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, who just doesn't seem to age, just hair gets longer.
He doesn't. I don't understand it.
I was going to say good, clean living, but I mean.
But maybe not that.
Yeah. Staying out of trouble. I don't know.
Maybe not that
either. Mary J. Blige and her, what is it? Cheetah or Jaguar mirror boots. I don't remember, but I know they stole the show.
Obviously. And
her thighs, apparently, because that's what had Twitter ablaze. So I'm like, hey. I mean, hey, 50 Cent hanging from the ceiling, upside down, similar to his music video. So I'm like, oh, wow, you recreated it. Awesome. So that was pretty cool. And Eminem and Kendrick Lamar and a special appearance by Anderson .Paak, who I'm a fan of. So, but he didn't rap. He just
are a fan of?
I am a fan of his. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha.
Yes. How do I feel
so much about him?
He's been busy. You've possibly have heard about Silk Sonic. No,
not by name.
No, not by name, but by music, probably. Yes. So he and Bruno Mars have gotten together and created Silk Sonic, and kind of
okay, yes,
yeah. See,
yes. I'm with you now.
Yeah. So he has been busy, and I think he puts like an album almost like every year, seems like.
Wow.
So, but yeah, he stays busy. I like his music, but he is also a drummer. So that's basically what he did during the Super Bowl. Plus, he's from, I believe he's from Compton, at least in the LA area. So, so just there to represent and have a good time. So, and it was a good time. So I bring up the Super Bowl. I'm sorry. Did you have a question?
No, I was just gonna say I also did not watch the halftime show. I kind of forgot because I remember seeing like the promos about who's gonna do it, and I was like, oh my god, it's everybody from what? I can't, I gotta watch this, and then I forgot. So, but I've been watching the the replays, like the shortened versions of it, and it's amazing. But I do want to watch like the whole show, the whole halftime show, because I haven't seen much of Mary J. Blige, and I haven't seen a whole lot of Dr. Dre. I haven't seen any of Eminem. So I guess it's just Kendrick Lamar and Snoop, and I guess probably it. So I'm missing a lot. So I do want to go back and watch that at least, because I know it was fire. From what I'm saying, it was awesome. It was like I really had no snark to give about it, because it flowed. They did snippets of, because you can't really play a whole song because you only have like 10, 15 minutes. So yeah. And to get all of those people in and give them their time to shine, and they pretty much played like their biggest hits, but like one verse each. Right. But the way they did it was really awesome. So I'm like, wow, like who else you got surprising us? So I know. But yeah, from what I've seen so far, I was like, okay, they're putting out whole production. It's the Super Bowl, but like whole music video quality productions. I want to see it. I haven't yet, but I want to. If you can, then definitely check it out. It is worth it, and I'd even say it's mostly family friendly. I would say, like, because there's no like
you might think like,
Like
oh, they're
crazy words.
going to bleep out a whole bunch of stuff, but that wasn't that
okay.
either.
That's good.
I even heard it at all. So yeah, you're good, safe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was good. The other thing, because I know you didn't watch the Super Bowl, but they tend to do this every year now, where they're actually releasing a lot of these commercials like online before the games even aired. So you might have a chance to see things, but we need to spend. I'm going to give it 3 minutes. I'll say 3 minutes that we can talk about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness trailer.
Let's do it. Actual
Initial
from over here.
yeah. So those are your initial thoughts already. So
yeah.
What are you like most excited for within what you saw within, the trailer itself, if you can?
Most excited is very hard to pinpoint, but number one, I guess, would be Charles Xavier being in the freaking. Finally, he's in the MCU because what has taken so long? Because also that just makes sense because he's Charles Xavier. Of course, he would know about the multiverse and so I'm so excited about that. I'm excited about Wanda. Like finally, she's meeting Doctor Strange and vice versa. And like, what kind of craziness are they gonna get into? And then the Inception like city of New York looking crazy and like pixelated and coming apart and like what's happening, and then evil Doctor Strange, which this is coming from someone who has not seen not all of What If, and I haven't seen like the
Doctor Strange's episode.
I haven't seen his episode, so I don't know what this means, but it looks awesome. It's like an evil Doctor Strange, like because Stephen Strange, just normal Stephen Strange, is conceited and he's just egotistical, but in a different way than Iron Man is, but it like works for him. So what is an evil Doctor Strange going to be like, and how are they going to beat each other? That's insane, because surely the good Doctor Strange is gonna win it, but who knows? He also got dusted, so I don't know. I mean so many thoughts.
Everything that you just said is answered in that What If episode.
Charles Xavier?
No, not about that part. I'm talking about all the Doctor Strange stuff that you just said.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so I thought, because you went quiet, so I thought your head exploded a little bit. So
it did, yeah.
Yeah, but I would definitely say, carve out some time, maybe this weekend or when you get a moment, or what is it, 40 minutes. I'll just say 40 minutes. So you can watch that episode, but then you may also want to kind of keep watching the entire season, because there are things within it that does seem to connect with this. And not only that, I know you've watched Loki, but there are things within Loki that maybe also has to do with this, as well as WandaVision. Yeah.
Loki though?
Yes.
Well, that makes sense, because we're talking about in Loki, we explore like different timelines and
variants
and variants and things. So that makes sense. Okay. You're right. Yeah.
So
I just love it.
So don't discount any of these streaming TV shows, because they're just not doing it just for kicks. Everything is connected.
I should know. I mean, I've learned that Marvel is a freaking. I love everything about it. I love the storytelling behind it. I love the forethought. I mean, the first phase was a 10-year phase. That's crazy. And then they wrapped it up so nicely. And I just, I've been wary about this next phase, because I'm like, how can y'all top this? Or how can y'all even compare to these past 10 years? But they're already doing the thing. And it's already like, because we even in the last Spider-Man, so spoilers are abounding if you have not seen, what's it? No Way Home?
No Way Home?
Last, so pause here if you have not seen it. But
well, we've already gone past the 3 minutes of Multiverse, so now we can do 3 minutes of what is it? Cool. Spider-Man? Yeah, No Way Home.
Spider-Man. Well, I just wanted to say that even in Spider-Man, we explore, because Doctor Strange is in that, obviously, and he changes timelines and he does some things. And so I feel like and then we know the ending where Spider-Man is basically or Peter Parker is basically wiped out of existence and the memories of all of the people everywhere. And so I don't know. I think that may somehow play. It's gotta come back into the story some kind of way, even if not in Multiverse Madness. But we get a lot of interesting introductions in Spider-Man. We see that like all of these other versions of villains and even Spider-Man himself are on the screen at the same time. So that was that was an introduction. So I don't know. I'm interested to see if Spider-Man will somehow play into Multiverse Madness as well. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see.
I don't know if Spider-Man will, but definitely what Strange did probably will.
I think, that's maybe a better way to. Maybe that's a better way, but I don't know. I feel like Spider-Man probably, maybe in like the post-credit or mid-credit scene, maybe, or
like he shows up just.
Yeah, or something. I feel like that's such a huge. I mean, it is such a huge change and a huge thing that they did, and it worked. And I'm curious to know when they're going to revisit it. If it's going to be in Doctor Strange's movie, or if we got to wait several years for Spider-Man's movie to come out or something. I don't know.
Well, Spider-Man will be in whatever the next Avengers movie will be. So there is that. And there's just a whole bunch of Spidey rumors going on anyway, such as Toby returning in some form.
Oh,
I mean, that's a rumor. That's a rumor. It's not confirmed.
I know.
You didn't hear it here first, but if it's true, you did hear it here first. So
hey, we were right about the Toby rumor before about him being in No Way Home. So true. I feel like when we talked about it, it must have like already been, it was like the worst kept secret, but it still got you hyped. Like anyway, when you did see it happen, well,
like,
we
it's true.
Sure. I mean, they were like gaslighting us and saying, no, I'll never do a movie like this again. And so even though we're like, that's what they all say. I don't know. Even though we were mostly right, we didn't know that until they freaking stepped on the screen. So good. I'm hyped even now. I gotta see that movie again.
I do too. It's been the same for me too. It's just life being adulting and blah blah blah. But I've got to see it again.
I know.
Because that was an experience.
It was so good.
Our 3 minutes is up, so we have to move on. The next trailer that I did want to discuss with you, which I don't know if you did watch or not, but it was the trailer for Jordan Peele's latest Nope.
I have not watched that one. I watched Doctor Strange and then I geeked out and then I had to go to work. So boo.
Just because you watched it and you ran away and exploded and whatever. And never came back.
Figured I should have watched it that morning though, because I did have to go to work. And I was like, okay, I can't watch it tonight because I have to sleep somehow tonight.
The trailer wouldn't scare you.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
You underestimate my abilities.
You say this each and every time. You say it like when I mention the boogeyman isn't real, and like, are you sure? Like, who's that peeking from my closet then? I'm like, well,
right. Like, there's monsters there. Yeah, I don't know. It's okay. Well, I didn't watch it, so do I need to walk away? Do I need to fast forward?
I feel you need to watch it though, like, because it's an event.
I'm gonna watch it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
I'm not. I just didn't that morning just because I had to get ready to go and didn't come back to it. It's stuff, and I was just so like hyped with Doctor Strange. Probably shouldn't have watched that one first. But
I suppose you could have started out with Nope, and then be like, "Ooh, I'm terrified," and then you watch Doctor Strange. You're like, "Oh my god, I'm excited," but also terrified because of what could be happening in Doctor Strange. Because it's supposed to be their version of horror, like a Marvel horror movie. So, and that's why they got like Sam Raimi in there, and that's what they're going for. That's what they're going for.
You know what? Okay. So I watched the trailer on YouTube, as you do. And somebody said they made a mention that there was no like joke. You know how there's a lot of like, even in the more what?
Oh, like not banter, but like the witticisms and such.
There was no banter. There was no like bump type of thing. It was very not lighthearted. I did get that impression, but I didn't get the impression that it was like Marvel's version of horror, which I'm all for. I really am all for it if that's what they're going for.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know that. That's really exciting.
Mm-hmm. And that came up too in a podcast I was listening to today. They were saying similar things where there wasn't really any jokes, but
it was very heavy.
Right, but it's still Marvel, so they're not going to be like without jokes within the film itself.
Well, sure.
I'm sure Wong has some one-liners to throw at Strange for being who he is. So
yeah. Well, but Stephen Strange is not a jokester. He does have like some witty lines because he's very intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
But especially given what he did in Spider-Man, and he's teaming up with Wanda, and she screwed the pooch. And so, and then we've got like Dark Strange. It's just, I feel like it is more on the heavy side. It reminds me a lot of not Civil War, but Infinity
War?
Infinity War and Endgame, because those were pretty somber movies. You got the snap. Well, Infinity War was less somber than Endgame, but they both had that tone of, man, we're in some deep mess right now. We got
be that as it may, they still have their jokes though, like within the film. So
they did. I feel like with Endgame it was less jokey because at that point, the snap had happened. Half the population of all existence, I believe all existence, for sure in our existence, have been dusted, and it was a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
There were jokes. I feel like there were more jokes in Infinity War because you had like the whole time heist and
that was an Endgame. Endgame was
my God.
Yeah, I understand because there was a lot going on in both movies, and you're just trying to.
Please don't take my nerd card from me.
No. I mean, the fact that we've got this far, and it's
been a while.
It has, but there are jokes throughout. I think what they mentioned was the least jokiest film so far would probably be Eternals, but they still had a couple jokes in there. I think mostly from
not a lot.
Kumail's character. Though. Yeah, there wasn't a lot, but
it was. Yeah, but see, Eternals was kind of a whole.
It was a mood piece.
It was very moody. Well, and it was just kind of a movie on its own. It's definitely still a Marvel movie and had like the Marvel money and talent behind it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was much less cartoony than even the Marvel MCU movies are.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also one of the few who kind of liked it. So
hey, I mean, it did what it needed to do for like that, I guess. I don't know. It's not very high on my list, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
So
I liked it more than Matrix 4, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I did. It's true. I said it. I said it.
Okay. All right. It's been said.
Freaking said it.
But going back to Nope really quickly, I do recommend checking out that trailer because I feel like that's a movie that I probably will end up in the theater to see, like I did with Us, which wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be. Yet it still had its horror elements, like, oh no, I don't know what's going to happen. And then I went with like a fellow. I'm not sure if she would. I'm not sure if she would identify as a weenie though. I'd have to check with her on that. But we kind of went together knowing that we didn't really want to see a scary movie, but like, okay, at least we'll see it together, and and then just kind of sticks with you afterwards. So
yeah,
I feel like that's going to be the case this time, and I'll probably take Ashley along with me. Should she be interested? Which I think she might be. And what I would also like to do, because you and we listened to this podcast called Too Scary Didn't Watch. And this is my pitch to them to have us come on. And I know you're not going to watch it, but I will probably watch it, and then I could be able to tell it to you as well as all of them, because that's their whole thing, where they were one of the three women on the podcast will watch the scary movie, then tell the other two about said scary movie. because they're too scared to watch it. And that pretty much describes us because we're too scared to watch a lot of scary movies. And at times you're too scared to even listen to them talk about the scary movie.
Correct. Yep. I'm that much of a weenie.
So yeah, if that sounds like a podcast that you might like, then start with Hereditary. I'm kidding.
No, that was heavy sarcasm.
Oh my goodness, that's a heavy movie. Even just reading the Wikipedia plot. Good Lord.
I can't even read the Wikipedia plot because what people have said, which they haven't said much. They just have said it's one of those ones that sticks with you for a long time. Grown people have been saying, I wasn't able to sleep good for a couple nights, and I'm like, I can't afford that because I don't sleep good as it is.
I mean, is it too much to say it's a little heady?
But I'm You're ridiculous.
I'm just trying to get ahead of the game. That's all.
Stop it.
What? Don't lose your head about it. Oh man.
Stop. Oh my God. Too much, Dad. Too much.
Too much? Okay. Well, we'll move on because as we're still talking about movies, there's Oscar news. We're not going to talk about the nominations yet. That's going to be coming later. But I am excited about 2 new categories that they announced like a couple days ago. So I would say breaking news, but like it's already out there. And the 2 new categories, one of which I already wrote down. I knew what it was and I voted. You can vote now, people.
Like normal people? Like people like me and you?
Yes.
What? Is that always the thing?
No, this is new. The first one and I feel like I think they even said it in a post like, hey, we heard your cries and whatnot, and we're innovating. Okay, they didn't say that part, but because of, and this happens every year, like the best picture nominees aren't films that like most people go out to see or are their favorite. Right. So they created the category Oscar fan favorites. So what you do is you have to go either to the website or you go through Twitter, because this is mostly a Twitter kind of experience. Yeah, campaign. Yeah. And you're able to tweet your film, the one that you would like to be the fan favorite winner, as well as the hashtag. Let's see, I think fan favorite, I believe. So, yeah, I believe you, not you per se, but the film will be awarded. This is the fan favorite or like the people's choice of their favorite movie of 2021. So I'll just say after they tweeted this, I think I checked like all the movies like that day so far, and I haven't looked since. But the top 3 films have been Spider-Man: No Way Home, Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Ugh, okay.
Have you watched it yet?
I think no, I haven't seen it.
Despite how long it is, and I mean, you can actually break it up because there's like. I think there's like title cards. Right. Despite the length, it is, in my opinion, much better than the theatrical cut that came out a couple of years with all the issues and whatnot and drama. Which I will say, I am more interested in like an expose or a documentary film on the behind the scenes of all of this Justice League, this film. Because that story seems way more interesting than the actual story that we get to see on celluloid. But that's, my opinion.
Right.
The other third film I saw the most tweeted for a fan favorite is Tick, Tick, Boom.
Really?
Yes.
That's the story with or the movie with Andrew Garfield about the writer of Rent.
I don't remember his name either right now, but yes.
Yeah, I know. I don't remember his name, but I do know he's the creator of Rent.
Okay. So, which I have seen. I would say it's pretty good. Yeah,
haven't seen it yet.
It's available on Netflix.
Yeah, it was a couple weeks ago at least.
Or maybe it is a Netflix film. I don't recall that either. I just know that's where I saw it.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it is. I think it is a Netflix film because that's probably where it came first. Anyway, that's out there for a not a nominee, but that's like one. Those are the top 3 films I've seen being voted for the fan favorite. Now, the other category, let's see if this article has it. I think it's the cheer moment, and I don't think you can vote for this one yet, but I believe it's signaling out a moment in a film that I suppose, you got most excited for, or you maybe even stood up in your chair and cheered like you did in Spider-Man No Way Home a couple times at least, maybe. So
obviously, yeah.
Right. So I feel like that would be another big one. And people have already started voting for that too. And I think this is also something you vote on Twitter for. So not the ballots, but the ballots, the polls aren't open for those yet, or for the cheer moment yet. I think that's like February 23rd to like March 1st or 3rd or something like that. So
are they opening them up in waves, like the different categories in waves?
So it seems. I think all the polls close on March 1st or 3rd. I think it's March 1st. So that way they can like tally up all the winners. And then also they are choosing some of the people who have voted that they can get like an all expense paid trip to the Oscars and even present said Oscar, I think.
Oh, wow. That's so huge.
It's huge. It's a big deal. Like they even get to go to the Academy Museum and a few other things too. So it's a big deal, right? Yeah.
So have you voted yet?
I did vote. Okay, I have no qualms of talking about who I voted for, and can probably already guess because we spent some extra time talking about said movie that came out in 2021. So it's No Way Home. Yeah, Spider-Man. I have not voted for I haven't voted for the cheer moment yet. I don't know exactly how that one works. Like if you have to describe the scene, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But as for other films I've seen so far, not just Oscar nominated films. Spencer, which I said that we would talk about briefly, and I'm still wrapping my head around a little bit of it. Whereas I'm not so sure like the movie or the story itself is all that good, but I for one really enjoyed Kristen Stewart playing Princess Diana.
Okay.
Like I was
and you stand by that.
I stand by it. Like I forgot that was Kristen Stewart. Like within the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, like, oh wait, this is Kristen Stewart. And only so often would I be reminded, because she would make that Kristen Stewart kind of face, like she's like, oh, just kind of, kind of dazed. And, I mean, it's what she does. She's Kristen Stewart. So whatever.
What she does, yeah.
And it's not any hatred towards her. It's just some people have a look, and that's her look. So, yeah. But for the most part, I mean, Ashley and I, we watched together, and we're like, wow, she's doing a really great job with this. So, yeah, I would take that as you will. She's great in it. The movie itself, it's a story. It's fictional. It's fictional history.
It is a movie. Yeah,
it is a movie. I guess
I've heard. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying that I guess they could have done a little better job casting some of the other people, like Prince Charles. I was looking for like the big ears, but I'm like, oh, okay, well, whatever. And Ashley had a problem with the children that were casted as her sons. I didn't care really, but yeah, it was.
Yeah. Well, I remember, some of our friends on Twitter who got some early access to watch the movie, and most of them were saying how awesome she was. And I was like, okay, I hear you and I trust you kind of, but I think I'm just going to see for myself. So for you to also be saying that you were pleasantly surprised at how well she did, I'm even more so looking forward to watching her performance. And I mean, I feel like she clearly she has gotten the roles in her career that she's gotten, possibly because folks have seen like her potential in things. I don't know, but it's just, I'm looking forward to seeing her in a like serious, dramatic, pretty like iconic role, to see how she carries that off.
Well, she carried it and like took it with her and packed it in a bag and ran away. So she did it. So if she wins an Oscar for this performance, I would not be mad, honestly. Okay. Now,
Alright.
someone she is running against, or who is in competition with her, is another film that I watched. I feel like it was like a throwaway film, not for the people involved. I'm just saying the way that we came across watching it, like it was just by random. Like we just happened to see this film called The Eyes of Tammy Faye, and I'm like, let's check it out. So that's what I mean by it was a throwaway film. Like we really gave no thought to watching it. We just decided to watch it. Okay. And Jessica Chastain. Also, by the way, Andrew Garfield's also in this too. So there you go.
Good for him.
Yeah. I mean, winning because he's got what, 3 movies that he was in last year. Spoiler alert. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. So Eyes of Tammy Faye, she's also playing a real person and killing it. Also, because I also forgot that Jessica Chastain was there because she embodied the character of Tammy Faye, who I really don't know that well, except for this movie and I think a podcast talking about their story. So, well,
she was the preacher's wife, right? Or they were preachers.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, it was. Maybe, I don't know. A little. Yeah. We'll say yeah. Yeah, but it was good. It was good though, and Ashley and I think we did talk about it on Love Blurs, I think. And what we liked about it, how it didn't, for lack of better words, demonize Christianity or the church, but it was more so just how they kind of got carried away with scamming people, which they did. I don't think they were even aware that that's what they were doing, or maybe it didn't. It was really delicate. The way that they, or maybe
it didn't start that way, but it ended. But it didn't. It still humanized them.
Right. So, and I like how it didn't attack religion, or even Christianity for that matter. So it was more so. It's like, oh, we didn't realize what we were doing was that bad, or it was interesting the way they were painted, and I feel like that's a pun because. An unintended pun because of how Tammy Faye pretty much looks by the end of the film, or just a face that's just painted on. So
painted on, yep.
But that I would say, it's kind of watch it. Yeah, recommendation, whatever. It's not my official recommendation. I think what I'm going to do, and I'm going to say it now, I'll come back to it. And I know I've talked about it before, but now that it's Oscar nominated, Summer of Soul, which is also on, most of these are on Hulu, by the way, but Summer of Soul by Questlove, the documentary about basically Harlem's version of Woodstock. I think it's in Harlem, but it lasts for like several weekends, and definitely watch that. It'll just warm your soul, make you feel good inside, and wish you were there.
Nice.
But that got nominated for Best Documentary. And my last one would be Nightmare Alley, which I just recently watched, and I'm still kind of formulating an opinion on it. I really only watched it because of Guillermo del Toro. I love his work, at least the half of that I've seen, because he also dabbles in horror, and we've already talked about that. Although I do like Pan's Labyrinth, as creepy as that movie can be.
I watched that at least 7 years ago, and the little bit that I saw has still.
Well, I haven't done it in a long time, but I still like sending you that picture with the guy who has his eyes in his hands.
Yeah. Please don't.
Yeah,
it creeps me out. It's such a creepy movie. Okay,
and that's who's watching you in the closet, by the way. So.
Stop it.
and you know how he does it? Just by putting his hands outside the door.
Stop. Oh my God, why are you doing this? Like, bro, wait, I thought we were friends. I don't, because right now you are the enemy.
Nightmare Alley.
That with the hands.
Nightmare Alley is not a scary film. I can confirm that. It's
whatever.
It is a dark movie, but it's not like scary, like ghouls and goblins and supernatural stuff. It's just like a noir film where carny folk are involved. So if that scares you, then, but not in a creepy way. So, you know, and a lot of Del Toro's players return, such as like Ron Perlman. There it is.
Ron. Yeah.
Right. So he's in there, and Bradley Cooper, who is not normally in his films, but he's the star of this story. Kate Blanchett's in it. Not Tilda. Oh my goodness. I forgot her name already. Good Lord.
No.
I know. She's in Hereditary. I don't mean to just bring that up, but
whoa. Not.
I want to call her what's her face, but yeah, she's in it. But yeah, Willem Dafoe, he's in it too.
Wow.
I've really come to like him, and he was recently hosted SNL, and I didn't watch his
Tony
episode.
Collette.
There you
Tony
go.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Because I first saw her in the newest Shaft. Well, not the newest Shaft, but the first one with Samuel L. Jackson. That was my first introduction to her, and then it's The Sixth Sense. Tony Collette. So,
so tell me not to read the plot on Wikipedia of Hereditary. Just tell me now.
Don't read the plot. Why? Do you have the page open or something?
I did, so I could find her name. Now I'm like, but it's there.
You just want to scroll down just a little bit more. And,
I've already expanded the button. I could just read it, but I probably shouldn't, right?
Yeah,
no,
not right now. Yeah, wait until the sunlight. Wait until it's sunny outside. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, you do that.
We're moving on. Okay.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna move on to. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me get my soundboard. Where did it go? It disappeared on me. Oops, that's not my soundboard. Oh, there it is.
Word Watch.
It's time for Word Watch, and I have an article for you.
Ooh.
As it loads for me. And it's still blank. Please hold. Oh, because it wants to run an ad. Of course it does. All right. Now, why do we say PU when something stinks?
Ooh. I don't know. Never thought about it.
Well, thanks to what is this? Mental Floss, which I love Mental Floss. They have some ideas for us. Fun though it would be, PU does not stand for pretty unsavory or putrid, or even please use in brackets deodorant. So in fact, it's not an initialization at all. I had to just power through that word. And according to Grammarphobia, the exclamation likely derives from the early 17th century word pew, P-E-W, which the Oxford English Dictionary defines as expressing contempt, disgust, or derision. It's also been spelled pew, so I'll spell each of these. It's also been spelled pew as in P-U-E, pew as in P-E-U-H, pew, P-E-U-G-H, and even, which is now my favorite, pew, P-Y-O-O. While all these iterations are technically pronounced as one syllable, the leading theory is that people drew it out over two syllables, P-U, for added flair. As the phrase finder points out, this is not unlike how you might say beautiful instead of beautiful when you spot, for example, a fancy pigeon. Why would you? I don't know. That's underlined, so there must be a link somewhere to a fancy pigeon.
I need to see it now.
I want to click on it, but then I would lose my place. Since PU sounds exactly like the letters PU, it's not hard to believe that everyone eventually started thinking that's how it was spelled. That said, this is going to get crazy. That said, the pew to PU pipeline isn't the only theory behind the expression. It's also been suggested that if it comes from the Indo-European word pew, it's spelled PU, meaning to rot or decay, or the Latin verb putre or putere. I've never taken Latin, but I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. And that means to stink. There are quite a few terms with ties to putere, and other related Latin words like putrere, meaning to rot, and puter, to putridus, for rotten. These include, among others, pus, putrid, and the 16th century noun putor, meaning a bad or unpleasant smell. In short, the letters PU have been associated with stench at least as far back as ancient Rome.
Whoa.
I know. As for whether the expression PU came directly from there or arose in England or somewhere else, much later, we can't be sure. So there we have it.
Wow. I do love a good history on language and how words and phrases happen. I
know, right? Yes. It's because that I forgot where that came up, and I'm like, yeah, where did PU come from? And we still don't really know. So that's good to know. I guess while I'm here, I'll look up what this fancy pigeon is all about. If what happens if I click this link? Where am I going?
Do it.
9 bizarre and beautiful fancy pigeons. Okay, well, that's interesting. And it's just pictures, which I will send it to you so you can.
Okay, please do.
Take a look at them. Because they're all like, I guess they say that they're rats with wings. So these are fancy rats with wings.
Yeah.
So you be the judge. Oops, looking for texting. There we go. All right. And we're going to move on to our, I got to get my soundboard ready. Our Black History fact.
Black History.
Black History. Black History. Black History.
Facts.
All right. Now, as you know, Courtney, the Winter Olympics are happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Black people have been making history. So we got to talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
At least one of them anyway, because it came across like, yes, do it, Black woman. So Erin Jackson of the U.S. is the first Black woman to win speed skating gold. So
I did not know that.
Black people, we out here on the ice running.
Ice.
Well, skating.
Running on ice.
Mm-hmm. Speeding.
I love it.
Erin Jackson has never viewed herself as some sort of trailblazer. She just likes to skate really, really fast, whether it's on wheels or blades. Yet the 29-year-old from no, it's already too late. No. Is she a Floridian?
I think so now.
She is a Floridian, yes. From balmy Ocala. Yeah, we'll go Ocala, Florida. Knew this moment was special, her chance to really make an impact on the generations that follow. She'll forever be known as the first Black woman to win a speed skating medal at the Winter Olympics, and a gold one at that.
Yes. Go, girl. I love it. I love it.
Hopefully this has an effect, Jackson said. Hopefully we'll see more minorities, especially in the USA, getting out and trying these winter sports. Say it. Preach. Jackson won the 500 meters Sunday with a time of 37.4 seconds, giving the American speed skating program its first medal of the Beijing Games and first individual medal since 2010. Wow. I know, but this was much more than a needed boost to a sport that has produced more medals than any other for the U.S. in the history of the Winter Games. And there's more, but I don't want to read it because I don't know what that is. Oh, wait, no. Yes, this article was much longer than I thought it was. But yeah, you got the gist. So congrats to Erin Jackson. Do continue to follow her and what she does with her future, because awesome.
She's doing the thing. Yeah. I love it.
Just trying to see, I was looking at the pictures and it's just her doing victory laps and crying and, good job for her. Smiling and someone had a really good camera and was able to actually catch her a snapshot because she's so fast. So yeah. So good job, Erin Jackson. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my rundown. I wrote it backwards for some reason. So I've been reading up the list rather than down the rundown. So I guess we'll go to Sheboygan news because we haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
Let's see what's happening in Sheboygan. Where's my... There it is.
Good morning, Sheboygan.
All right. Now, that was supposed to give me some time to find my article over here. Oh, no, it reset itself, didn't it? It sure enough did. But what I do have for you there it is. Get your calendar books, your date books ready, because I have the 5 must-see events happening around the Sheboygan area in the first half of 2022. So I think this goes out as far as July. I'm not going to go into detail for each one. You have to do that on your own. But the first thing is the Chill Out Winter Weekend, which is happening, I think, next weekend. The festival runs from February 25th to 27th. So this weekend winter festival is the perfect opportunity to make snow-filled memories with family and friends. Oh, so it's taking place at the Elkhart Lake. Look it up where it is. I don't know. And they will have snowshoeing, sledding, ice skating, outdoor fires, and so much more. And attendees can start the day with something they called Snowga. I don't know what that is. It's in quotes. So if you're in the area, maybe you know what that is, and you can tell me. I don't know. But later, enjoy brunch and take a stroll on the Winter Lake and wind down with dinner and live music. So sounds like a good weekend. So yeah, go check that.
Sound like a good weekend. Yeah. Hope it's nice for it, like nice weather.
Hopefully, like you don't get caught in like winter weather while all that's happening. But with all those activities, hopefully there is some snow, because if you're going to be doing sledding or the snowshoeing, I feel like you wouldn't want to be involved anyway because of the snow. Like that's the reason why you didn't want to come out to Connecticut when, there's wings here.
That's not true.
Got wings.
Not true. Thank you.
Number two, brews, brats, and curds, of course, because you need to have, I've every other article I read about Sheboygan sometimes just on my own time, because I'm a nerd like that, usually it involves like brats. So although I so desperately want to read it as brats because that's how it's spelled, but it's brats, bratwursts. That's on April 2nd. Guests are welcome to the Wade House historic site, and there's different samples of beer, sausage, and cheese. You have me at sausage and cheese, but specifically cheese. But yeah, guests can enjoy food and refreshments while also learning how Plymouth became the self-named cheese capital of the world. Is it really? I want to challenge that.
I don't know. Like I was going to say, who's going to challenge it? And is that something you really want to fight over,
Right. I feel like I would, if I've given the opportunity to do like a travelogue show, and I've mentioned this before, I'm sure, is that I want to go, we'll start nationally. I'll go to each state, try their state represented cheese or whatever. But also their barbecue, whatever barbecue means to them, because sometimes barbecue means the meat. Sometimes barbecue is the sauce, whatever. I want to try it. And then if that show is successful, let's go worldwide. I want to try Japan's national cheese. I want to try Ireland's national cheese. Does Antarctica have cheese? Probably not, but let's see what they have anyway.
They might. I
don't really want to go there, so ship it to me. It'd probably just get like a box of snow or some ice. I don't know. So, just some ideas, things I would like to do. Put it on my giant vision board. So, dream big. Number 3, I'm probably going to skip this one personally because I'm not really all that interested. My mother, she might want to go, but this is the NTT Indy Car Series. So it's basically like the Grand Prix. What kind of cars are these? Well, Indy cars and motorsports. There you go. Moving on. Number 4, Greek Fest. Number 4 is the Greek Fest. Sheboygan's annual Greek Fest will return to Deland Park this summer. And the festival will take place June 24th to the 26th at the Lakefront Park on Broughton Drive, wherever that is. You can get authentic Greek food and fun activities, live music, fresh food, inflatables, and a bungee trampoline will be part of this year's festival. Yay! Glad they're bringing that back. So yeah, come out and have all the Greek-filled food. I don't see any mention of cheese here. So, however, Greek seasoned fries, that sounds good. Yeah, all right. And number 5, the Midsummer Festival of the Arts and the John Michael Kohler. The what? Oh yeah, no. They'll read that one. Yeah, read that plot. I mean, it's by the same director, so
I know.
He's got a.
Aware.
He just wants you to have a bad time, really.
He does. Oh.
No happiness for anyone. In fact, I don't think in both movies nobody has really a happy ending. It's more like,
nobody's happy.
I guess I'm part of this thing now. So,
yeah.
Spoiler alert for both of those films. Like, if you survive, then you are now part of whatever it is that you survived. So,
and you're not gonna like it, you know.
But the Midsummer Festival of the Arts is hosted by the John Michael Kohler Arts Center. That's July 16th to the 17th, or just those 2 days. Sorry, I made it sound like it was longer than that. More than 100 different selected artists from throughout the U.S. will showcase their artwork to guests attending the festival along the New York Avenue. Different mediums such as paintings, photographs, furniture, jewelry, ceramics, glass, sculpture, toys, and more will be presented through the 2-day festival. Artists will be juried for the chance to win $3,000 in prize money. Let me see if I can submit anything. I don't know. We'll look into that later. And national acclaimed bands and local musicians will be providing live music for the festival. Sounds like fun. And arts. Of course, I love the arts. So yeah, that's all the stuff that's coming up in Sheboygan in the next few months. So plan accordingly. Great.
We should make a trip.
I mean, I really think we should one of these days, because we, as much as we talk about Sheboygan, I really would like to visit it someday. So
yeah,
maybe we'll plan that for like a 2023 or something. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Rest assured, we'll let you know, and maybe the Indu will go on tour, or maybe we'll go to space. So speaking of space, do you have any updates for what I am now calling JaWScope?
JaWScope?
JaWScope. JaWScope? Yes, JaWScope.
Is that the acronym for James Webb Telescope?
That's what I'm calling it. Yes.
Okay. I'm all right with that. Yeah. So there's news all the time about this guy, this handsome billion-dollar fella. So he's in space, right? And like all the mirrors are deployed, or like they've unfolded, and they're doing the thing. So
hold on 1 second. Did you say he's in space?
He's in space.
Okay. Just making sure.
JaWScope is a he.
Okay, gotcha. Because James. Gotcha. Okay. I just wanted to clarify. Like, wait, did you just say he's in space? Okay.
I did. He's in space.
Continue.
Just go with it.
I'm with you.
He's in space. He's catching like glimpses of stuff. Nothing crazy just yet, but so the other day, about 2 days ago, it captured its first star. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what that means, because Hubble is still out there doing things, I think. But even not long ago, Hubble, did something like caught some stuff and captured it. So I think, though, it has something called the James Webb Telescope has something called target stars. So it has massive mirrors, of course, and according to Feinberg, hang on, what's his name? Lee Feinberg. He's part of one of NASA's scientists. Apparently, some other scientists are in the process of adjusting the tilt of one of the mirrors to align multiple reflections of target stars into a single beam. And apparently, this is pretty tedious. So it's going to take like several months to synchronize the telescope's mirrors and get like the perfect image. I believe target stars, though, are let me see if I can figure that out. I believe these are stars that essentially why it went to space. It wants to look, billions of years in the past of the universe to get more understanding about like the Big Bang and just the earliest days of the universe. And I believe these stars are supposed to give those answers or give more answers or something.
Mm-hmm.
So it's out there, it's doing this thing, and according to Lee Feinberg again, he or she is saying that this telescope has not only spread its wings because it's out there, its mirrors are deployed or like unfolded and they're open and doing their things, but it now has opened its eyes, so it's ready to capture the images. It's basically in place where they wanted it to go. And it's now ready to do its thing. So it's quite exciting, and it's very, I don't know, it's just really exciting to see what it's going to capture. Apparently it's going to, let's see, it says the mission of the telescope is to capture images of the first stars and galaxies going back billions of years, so scientists have a better understanding of space. So yeah, I believe these target stars are meant to do just that. They're supposed to open up a window into the origins of the universe, or at least give us a glimpse of it and give us more understanding of that. So exciting stuff.
It is. And it's got a wonderfully, I don't want to say long list, but just objectives. And by looking at these stars, they're able to study not even like how far away, but like what it's made of, how it got there, how long it's been there, and if not further. I also heard about how they want to see how far they can see to the edge of time, if you will. So if it's even able to accomplish that, but it's got it's got its to-do list set out for it. The one thing I haven't been able to go back to see if I can verify is if regular folk like us, we can say, hey, we want to look at this thing. But I think there's like a whole like waiting list that if like we'll look at that thing for you, but you've got to wait, like your number 1682. So as you know, but we'll see. But I am excited too. And you saw that image, that first image that they brought. I didn't really know what I was looking at. I
did. It didn't look like much to me, but it just looked like a bunch of dots. And apparently, I don't know. I don't know what it means, but apparently that's a big deal. And I don't think that just the image itself is enough. I'm sure there's a lot more study that happens behind the scenes, and a lot more goes into it than what my untrained eye could kind of,
right,
understand and see.
You and I both,
like anything to me.
Yeah, you and I both were like texting each other, like, "Hey, did you hear they got its first image?" And then, at least when I looked at it, I'm like, "Is it? This is it? This these just
this
little
is what we
dots
paid
here?
$13 billion for."
Is just some dust on a black screen? What's happening?"
It's like dust. Yeah, that's all. That's what it looks like. Yeah.
And then there was another image under it where they're all labeled. I'm like, okay, this is still not helping me. I don't know what this is.
Then I don't get it.
Like, I'm looking for images like what we got back from Hubble, like with like, ooh, show me like the Horsehead Nebula or
in color.
Yeah, colors and I want to be wowed. Like this is not wowing to me, but I'm sure in time. So we just have to be patient. So rest assured, the JaWScope news will be updating. We'll be here for you, dear listener, who's concerned. So got that. Now, I know last episode I promised the next song breakdown, but we are running out of time, so I do not have a story. Well, I do. James Brown, The Payback is what I was going to break down for you, but I will.
Can't wait.
I know. So I will save it for next episode. I was also waiting for people to kind of tell me what song they want me to break down for them, so that way I have the next one queued up and ready to go. Like I do have this one, but I'm looking at the time. I'm like, I gotta wrap it up because I got some dishes I gotta wash and just, not that they can wait technically, but just things. I got things to do. Plus this episode's already late. So saving that for next time, as well as some other stories. And I also found a really interesting thing we can probably visit next time. What does, dear Courtney, how does this sound to you? Animals likely to kill you from each state.
Scary as crap, but not as scary as space stuff. So I could go for it.
Okay, well, maybe I'll save that for next episode as well. And
okay.
Let me tell you, Connecticut's not what you think. Ooh, some clickbait.
Because now I think you should start with Connecticut now.
Oh, I'll do it.
Alphabetical.
Fortunately for us, we're at the top of the list. So all those people in like Wyoming, they have to wait till I get down because they have it alphabetically. And I read a lot of them and I'm like, wow, most of these pretty much fit under the same category. What's funny, though, is the images that they use for each of them. So that's the fun part. But worry not. When I do the list, I'm just going to go through it. I'm not going to read each explanation unless it kind of warrants it. And some of them are kind of interesting. No spoilers, but some of them are snakes.
Ew. But
the fun part is some of the listings say poisonous snake or snake. Some of them say venomous snake. And the other one just says rattlesnake. So I'm like, okay, well, this is a specific snake. These are just venomous ones. Great.
Right.
So that's fun. And also what's fun is a number of them are dogs. Just dogs.
Just dogs.
Yep. So I'm like, oh, great. I'm going to spoil one more. I think number 2 is bears.
Ooh.
And sometimes they're specific. Probably. They'll say grizzlies. You'll be surprised. Mm-hmm. You'll be surprised.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So there you have it. I don't normally do this, but I'm actually teasing things for the next episode. So far, you've got James Brown breakdown and what animal can kill you in your state. And I just pointed at the screen too, like, someone was watching and they're there. So there you have it. So with that, it's time for our moment of, what is it? Yeah, gratefulness. Sorry, moment of gratitude. What are you grateful for? Do you know? Are you ready? Or you want me to go first?
You go first.
All right. I am grateful for, as I think I mentioned earlier, my green tea, because I was feeling just a little, not groggy, but like meh, like I need to be pumped up a little bit. But it's actually been coming through not just tonight, but also in other occasions where I was like, I don't have access to coffee or to get to it because coffee requires sugar and sweetener. Well, sugar is a sweetener, but like creams and milks and all these other things just to make it palatable. Whereas green tea, it's already gross. You just have to add sugar to it. So it's less gross. And I feel it is an acquired taste. And I guess maybe I'm starting to acquire it once I started adding more sugar to it. I'm like, oh, okay. It's not terrible. It's just tolerable. So, but it's also effective because it does have caffeine in it. And that's kind of what I needed it for. And it's been coming through for me, like, especially in these earlier mornings that I have to go to work. Thanks so much, guys at work. I have to go to work earlier. So I need that boost to get going. And it's still a bit of a struggle because sometimes I don't start it early enough or I try to take it with me, but it's still too hot. But that's just my burden to bear. I will deal with it. But at other times, like get home from work, I'm feeling like, oh, I've got so much to do. Just pop one of the little K-cups in my Keurig machine for green tea and boom, I'm good to go again. So, and it's like all natural or whatever. I don't know. People like that stuff. So it's good. So I'm grateful for green tea and my eventual acquiredness of it and finding use for it because I have a whole box of K-cups for green tea. I'm like, what are we going to do? We don't drink green tea, but now I do apparently. So I'm grateful for that.
Do.
Yeah. What would you be grateful for?
Well, along the same lines, I do love my tea. I've made a whole morning ritual where I just kind of get quiet if I'm like running around or whatever, make my tea with a whole kettle and like that sings at you when it's ready. You know, honey. Um, I have a whole box of teas that I'm looking for a new home for, and I love the peacefulness that I can find, even if there's not a whole lot of peace to be found. But just the ritual of making the morning tea and then kind of having it ready. I have to let it like cool before I can drink it. It's just a whole thing. It's a whole thing, and I love it. And I don't feel like my morning can really start until I do that or something like it. Just finding stillness and slowing down before I get going. So
I need to wake up earlier to do that if I'm going to do that.
Well,
It's
it
already
used to
too
be a
early.
thing. I know it used to be more of a thing where it was a longer process, but I've kind of learned it, and I've been able to not speed through it, but do it more efficiently and give myself enough time to do it. So it's my thing. I like it.
I'm glad. That sounds good to do. Like just waking up, like I want to say waking up with intention, but that's not quite what I mean. It's just, you're just giving that time just to really like
ease into the day.
Right. Rather than just waking up with a blaring alarm and then just rushing and mad dashing.
Going. Yeah. I've learned that does not work for me.
I want to say it doesn't work for me, but that's kind of what I've been doing for a good chunk of my adult life, which might seem sad, but I mean, I don't know. I prefer not to get up, or maybe it's because I haven't quite made it to that kind of job where I don't like, I'm actually happy to go to work, or I don't have to get up at the crack of dawn, or as I like to say, the butt dimples of dawn, and, try to wake myself up and then get myself out the door to make it to the time clock, because we don't have any more grace period times. What the stank, people. Don't you know that it takes a good 3 to 4 minute walk from my car to the time clock? Well, never mind. Let me calm down just a little bit.
Yeah, you may need a morning tea ritual.
Yeah.
To the day.
I might actually have to like just get up at like 5 and be groggy and grumpy until like, until, I ease into it, listen to my news or whatever I do, and drink my tea, sit and look out in the parking lot and all the frost on the cars. So, but yes, that's that. Do you have any recommendations?
Not this week. I've been not consuming a whole lot of media. So not this week. Let's check back next week.
Okay. And I'm also trying to see what else I could recommend other than what I had already watched, which is Summer of Soul, which I said I was going to say is my recommendation, but I'm like, I feel like I've recommended that already.
It's okay. You can double up.
I guess.
Or whatever,
Right. Because before it wasn't Oscar nominated, and I'm not even sure if many people knew about it or even where to find it, which is on Hulu. But now you can find it. And I definitely recommend it now. I mean, I recommended it before, and I would even watch it again. But yeah, I'm still struggling on, because there's always something on the tip of my tongue, and I always remember it after we finish. So I cannot pad for more time and figure out what it is. So it's just going to have to be Summer of Soul, which by all means is a great thing to watch. Watch it with your kids, watch it with your parents. And it's good stuff. Good stuff. And I know I'm actually interested to see what else Questlove might do as a filmmaker, because he's got a good eye. In fact, I wish I knew what it was called, but he and Black Thought have a thing on Disney Plus. There are these like 2 to 3 minute cartoons, but they're also like songs, and they're all about like inclusivity. I can't even say the word right now. I'm going to blame the T a little bit. Racism, being accepted, but they're really, really catchy songs. And we watched it with the kid, and he just started dancing along immediately, learning how to pronounce people's names or just embracing their names, embracing their differences. And there's even one about Black girls wearing bonnets, and it's great. It's on Disney Plus. I do not remember what it's called. It's more of a shout out than a recommendation, I guess, but I definitely say check it out and watch it. Even if you're an adult, watch it.
Did they also have a song about like microaggressions?
Yes.
Okay. I saw it on TikTok. I was like, okay, I'm feeling this. All right, I like it. But it didn't say anything about Questlove or anything. It just was, I just saw that clip and I loved it and I saved it. And I said I was going to go back to it so I could, I don't know, find it and play it for all of the kids in my life.
They are all on Disney Plus.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. I'll probably have to text you later once I figure out what it's called. But yeah. There's like 8 of them and they're like very, very super short, but they're good and they make you want more. So, and they all make a cameo in each one, like Questlove and Black Thought. So yeah, but it's great.
Awesome. I will check that out.
All right. So, do you want to be found?
I don't want to be found this week.
Okay. Well, we'll have to look for you. But hey, if you still want to give any kind of a whatever, you can at this point, any plugs or follows. But if you don't want to be found, we'll move on.
I don't want to be found.
Okay, we'll move on.
Go see Encanto. I recommend that one.
What you said, Encanto?
Yeah, go see Encanto on Disney Plus.
Well, just as long as we don't talk about Bruno. So
no, of course not.
And here's the possibility that Lin-Manuel Miranda may finally get his EGOT. So,
I hope so.
Yeah, not for that song. It's for the other one, for a different one. Which I'm surprised that wasn't nominated. But yeah, I hope he does too. No, excuse me. You can follow all things. You can follow me on all things at Indoob. Oh, that's what it was. LinkedIn. Just wanted to give a shout out to LinkedIn. I'm not sure if it's a recommendation or a moment of gratefulness. It's just since I've been connected with that, I've actually been finding things and looking for better work and finding like a lot of podcasting stuff. So I'm like, ooh, this is what I need. This is what I've been looking for. Just podcasting jobs and being able to find the place where I can apply to it. So I guess it's a little bit of both. So if you're looking for like really like niche kind of work, then I recommend that, but also just grateful for what I found so far. That's what it was. See, it was going to bug me. I feel better. Okay. Yes. Find me on all things at Indoob. I'm actually going to put links to this podcast on LinkedIn because, hey, I'm saying I'm a podcaster. I need to show my work. So go to Indoob.com. Tell someone you value that you value them. Live without regrets. Live for the folks you love. Please wash your legs, your face, the bottoms of your feet, the undersides of your dishes. I did say wash your face, but especially after, taking off your mask, which some people are starting to do that at your own discretion and safety, especially if you get vaccinated. But in the meantime, still wear your mask until, whatever. I've been your benevolent host, T. Sterling Watson. And remember, if the world didn't suck, we'd all fall off.
No.
Watch out for JaWScope.
I hit you on the way down.
Thanks for listening to the Indoob podcast, which was recorded from the south side of Wakanda in Little New Indubia on the corner of T'Chaka and MLK Drive, and is part of the Indoob network. Want more Indoob? Follow on Instagram and Twitter at Indoob and on Facebook at IndoobPod. You can contact us and send Ask Indoob questions by emailing indoobpod@gmail.com. Want to support or donate? Find the T Public Store or become a patron on Patreon, where subscribing gives you perks and extra things from the Indoob network. Please subscribe, rate, comment, and share the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, YouTube, Podbean, and wherever else podcasts are found. And of course, visit Indoob.com for all of this and much more. Thank you so much for letting us entertain, enlighten, and provide an auditory escape with knowledge and nonsense. Until next time.
Use your words, Chief. Good boy.
This has been another 3SFX production.